In this video, we're going to go over getting better gear and leveling up the NPCs. We don't have all of them right now because we still need to go and get the farmer and the carpenter. These are a little bit out of the way, and the enemies out in these directions are also a little higher level. They're between level 7 and 10, and so therefore we want to be going over there with at least level 7 gear. This is an issue if you've been following the playlist because we are currently mostly rocking level 3 to 5 gear, apart from some select pieces of gear that we kind of cheesily ground up. And yes, whilst I was getting the metal shards, I got another yellow drop, which I'm also going to save for later on, just because I don't think it's fair to get these lucky drops that are like obscenely lucky and hoist them upon the series just yet. So I'll save those for now and just stick with what we already have. To level these guys up then, we need to come into our craftspeople, and you can see the facilities that they need to actually level up. And it seems like the hunter actually doesn't need it, which is weird. So we're going to go for the blacksmith right here. We're going to get this guy starting to level up. And you can see the first thing that we need is the forge. If we go and speak to our blacksmith, we can see that the forge needs charcoal. And to get charcoal, we need to make the charcoal kiln. Only going to cost us 20 stone. So let's go ahead and get that done. I'm not going to show you how to mine stone. You guys can learn how to do that yourself if you haven't already. With the stone in your inventory, come back over to the blacksmith. This is where we're going to craft his kiln. I only really want one. I don't need any more than that. And I'm going to place mine outside. I don't really fancy it being inside of my hut right now. I'm probably going to change how this looks later on. But now, this is how we are doing it. And I kind of want the opening to face towards door here, because it's probably where I'm going to use it. With that place, we now need to make charcoal. This requires wood and dirt. So let's go ahead and get some of that. And just because it might be less obvious, in case you need to know, to get dirt, you use the pickaxe on the ground. We're going to put both of those things into the kiln. And now, as you can see, we need to wait until that is done, and we will have the charcoal. Once your coal has cooked through, it will be waiting for you in the kiln. And we can go ahead and take all of the ingredients that we need to our blacksmith. So we want the forge. Something on placement then is, at least during the early access that I had, it was a bad idea to try and place this in front of him as if it was some kind of like table, because you'll opt to interact with the base instead of him. And so we kind of want this to almost be sideways on so that we can just come over here and use it when we want to and interact with the blacksmith when we want to, nice and easily. When we interact with our good friend, we can see we have the Rising Fighter set. There are other sets you could also be using, but this is the one that I'm going to start out with. We have the Hunter's set, which I suppose is meant to be like the Scout set, gives you some grit and stamina bonuses, and we have the Alchemist just here that has another set that gives you bonuses to magic. Because I don't think starting with magic is ideal, and this one, which is the most defensive, is basically the most generically useful, that's what we're going to start out with. I may well end up opting to create a secondary mage character, as we are now building up spells that can be used, as the game treats them like ammunition until we get certain spells later on. It would be more viable now to start a mage, but I've decided, as I said before, to make sure that we just kind of continue on a trajectory with the one character. To get this armor built then, you can see the next main thing that we need is metal sheets. Let's take a count here. That's going to be 12, plus if we want a shield, that's going to make 17, and if you wanted to make a better sword, which we shouldn't need to, it would be a little bit more there. But we need about 17 metal sheets. When it comes to crafting then, we can see metal sheets require 2 metal scraps each and 2 charcoal. And because I want 17, let's round that up to 20. I want 40 of each. So let's get that done now. So this could take a little while for me personally. Whilst I'm waiting for that to cook, I can also now recommend that we improve our gathering tools. It's only a few metal scraps and some shroud wood, which we got a few episodes ago. Let's go ahead and get a new axe and a new pickaxe. One of my favorite things about this game is that once we've got those crafted, we now just need to make sure we keep them repaired by visiting the workbench each time we use them, and we don't need to keep on wasting metal on it. Absolutely great. And after a short wait, make sure you've got another task that you want to do while you're doing this. Maybe you could go and farm up some more metal, or as I have been doing, I've just been grabbing lots of stone and wood so that I can do a base building stream when the game launches, because I think that'd be cool. Either way, now that we have the materials that that we need. Let's double check here. I need to get some fur and some resin into my inventory, so let's do this. And once we have all of the materials together, we can go back to the blacksmith so that we can craft our lovely new armor set. Make sure, and I've said this before, press your button once, then go across. Press your button once, go across. I know it seems finicky, but if you like sit there and press the button loads, it's going to keep on crafting the same thing over and over, and you are not going to want that. I don't believe we can convert it back into the raw materials once it is done. This is ultimately going to mean that if you've been following along, you should now have a full Rising Fighter armor set. You should have scrappy axe and pickaxe, and we should have just enough metal left to get a shield. You can either keep or delete this stuff. Like if you make a second character, if you just leave this in a chest, your next character will be able to use all of the stuff we've just replaced for ourselves. So it's up to you if you want to leave this aside for a rainy day. Maybe if a friend's going to come over and you want them to have something to start out with because you're a nice friend like that. Or maybe you're not. Maybe you want to see them suffer as they try and catch up with you. Either way, we are now set and ready to begin heading on out to get the final 2 NPCs, and we'll be pretty much ready to interface with the rest of the game. Hope that helps you out, and I'll catch you all in the next video.